Good morning, guys. It is actually morning. It is actually like 9 o'clock in the morning. Got up, decent time, got ready. I was getting ready to head out the door, and I got an email from my boss, and it sent it to the whole department, not just to me, but he sent out the email saying, I'm gonna be in a meeting for 3 hours this morning. And basically, since I always do my meetings with him in the morning because I have to get home in time to get Duncan off the bus, that pretty much says don't come in. If he does want to do a meeting, of course, we can always do one online later. But for the moment, I'm warming up the Keurig this morning because I'm gonna make some breakfast. I was actually getting a little bit concerned that I was gonna have to run out of the house without being able to have breakfast, or having to grab some sort of a bar or something on the way out the door. But I can actually do oatmeal now because I'm gonna be staying here. And again, because I'm gonna be staying here, I can get steps on the treadmill. I don't have to waste a lot of time driving from here to work and then from work back. This is a good thing. It's a good way to start the week. I don't know what it is. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm up, I'm clean, I'm ready to go, and I feel like I've had huge amounts of caffeine already. This is a good day. And I think that's part of the reason why I do feel so good, because it's kind of rainy and gross and nasty out there. Oatmeal. The weird thing is, just a couple of years ago, actually probably just a few months ago, I probably would not have even touched this because I thought it was gross. This is a maple brown sugar oatmeal, and I think the problem was whenever I tried to make this previously, I just made it wrong. I put entirely too much water in, so it was more oatmeal soup as opposed to being actual oatmeal. That's pretty good stuff. This is something I still do not understand. I still absolutely love Android Wear stuff. As a part of moving over to the OnePlus X for the next few days, I wanted to go ahead and install Android Wear because I got up this morning and realized, oops, I'd forgotten it. And I kind of figured by now, it's been, what, a year and a half since Android Wear released? I figured they would have come up with a way to make it so that when you want to move from one device to another, from one phone or tablet to another, that all you'd have to do is disconnect it on the watch, connect it on the new device. But taking a look at the Google support page, it says you can't pair one watch with multiple phones or tablets. That's fine. You can switch which phone or tablet is paired, but you need to reset your watch to factory settings. I just don't get it. With a Pebble Time, which is a Bluetooth connected smartwatch that does a lot of the same things that the Android Wear devices do, all I have to do is go into my Bluetooth settings, forget the thing that I'm paired to, and then pair to something new, just like a Bluetooth device is supposed to be able to do. But with the Android Wear devices, I have to actually do a full factory reset, which wipes everything you've got on the watch off. I think it actually wipes music off if you've got it on there. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Which, in a way, it's a good thing that it does that. The factory reset should do that, which is why you shouldn't have to do it if you're just switching devices locally, if you have more than one phone. I know, again, this is very much a first world problem that I'm having here. Maybe I'm thinking weird here, but I would assume that there are a lot of people out there that do have a couple of different devices. They'll have their main device and then maybe one that they take for running or take for the gym, something that's really cheap and kind of throwaway. Especially when there are devices available that are less than $100 a piece, that are decent devices. And even Black Friday, I picked up a couple of devices for $10 a piece. Yeah, it makes sense to keep a second phone on hand just in case. But with Android Wear, I can't swap between them. It's kind of a bummer. Say goodbye to all of your data, Huawei watch. Yeah, by this point, I really should have done the full review of the Huawei watch, but I'm fairly certain, I'm like 99% certain that XDA doesn't want the Huawei watch video on the channel because it has been so long. I received the watch after all of the big channels had already done their reviews, and at this point, it's been like another 2 months, so it's not something that XDA is gonna want. So I kind of need to just go ahead and review it on my channel and send it back, but I actually do really like it as a watch. The battery life, again, that's my biggest concern with any of the Android Wear devices, is the battery life on this is only about a day and a half max. Meaning if I wake up in the morning, I took it off the charger just now, like 30 minutes ago at this point, and it will probably be dead tomorrow midday, maybe tomorrow morning, which, it's not really a huge deal to put it on the charger at night. It's just kind of a bummer when you compare it to something like the Pebble Time, because with Pebble anything, except for the Pebble Round, because Pebble Round is going in the wrong direction in my opinion, but with any of the other Pebble devices, you take them off the charger, you've got like a week solid before you even have to think about charging. And even then, once your device dies, you still have a watch. It stays a watch, even if it's not connected. The biggest problem with the Pebble Time is just the interaction. I'll go into all this in the review. I'm gonna be doing a review of both of them. I just haven't yet. Too many videos to make. This is not a bad problem to have. And you can't even probably see that, but this is kind of the crappy reason why I don't like resetting every time I want to switch devices. Connect your watch to a power source. if there were any updates, it would be up to date already. You're ready, swipe to continue. Okay. It's just frustrating. Oh well. Well, poop. Now I'm even more torn. I was telling you guys last night about how I'm probably going to be getting rid of a lot of my camera equipment after the new year. Well, I decided just to post a quick picture over on Google+, Twitter, wherever else, have it all post to each other, mentioning that I'd switched over to using the OnePlus X as my daily driver for the next couple of weeks, just because. And I took the photo using the RX 100. And the photo came out blurry. I tried it about a half dozen times. It was just blurry every time. And I know a large part of that is I was trying to get a very specific angle, and I was trying to do it in a very short amount of time while the screen is on, sort of looking like that. So it was kind of a weird, awkward thing. So I pulled out my Canon 6D, and I was like, let's just see how they compare. And the photos, obviously the photos from the 6D were significantly better. That doesn't necessarily mean that I want, like I was saying last night, that doesn't mean that I want to go to using a DSLR for product photography, because realistically, phones can do a lot of what these things can do now for web sharing. Because the picture that I uploaded, so many people are going to see it just like it is right now. Occasionally people will click on it and they'll see it like this, but even then they're usually not going to be, you know, digging in, pixel peeping and, you know, oh look at that, there's color fringing and it looks like this. No. The grand majority of people are going to take that at face value and say, okay, and they'll make a comment on it maybe, and then they'll move on, and that'll be it. So I think in that minute that I was just talking there, I kind of talked myself out of the 6D again. I love the photos that you can get out of it. I love the quality you can get with a DSLR, especially the fact that you can change the lens and get even better quality if you want to. But it's a big, heavy thing that I'm not going to lug around with me when I go places. So it'd be a very limited use case as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I definitely just talked myself out of it again. If I want to have excellent, high quality photos, I'll buy a phone that has an excellent camera in it, or I'll just be a little bit more stable and less shaky with the RX 100. USPS has arrived. That's my foot. Yeah, it's like 10:45 at this point. USPS post office arrived with eTech City remote outlet switch. 3 outlets, 2 remotes. Thought about doing this as a main channel video, but I don't think it's really necessary. I don't know. I think the worst case scenario, it'll be a very quick, look what I can do, click, click. But I can always do that here. But just in case you are curious about it, this is a wireless switching solution, specifically purchased so I can use it with my lights. If that ain't a human centipede of outlets, I don't know what is. But basically you take this, you plug it into the wall or the outlet, wherever you want to plug it. You plug whatever else it is into here. You connect this up to the remote, and then you can use the remote to turn things on and off. And you even got an all on or an all off button here. It feels kind of cheap in the hands, but I think it'll definitely get the job done. Weirdly enough, the remote batteries are some form factor that I've not seen before. This is LR23A. So yeah, not familiar with those. Hopefully they don't have to be changed terribly often. And just like that, on, off, and then on, off, off. Well, that's buggy. They apparently don't like to be turned on and off very quickly. Yeah, if you give it a little bit of time, 1, 2, 3, off, 1, 2, 3, off. Yeah, seems to be working just fine. It just doesn't like to be turned on and off very, very quickly. So I think that definitely gets the job done, and I still have one left over that we will probably use somewhere else in the house. I thought about using it for this lamp over here, but this lamp is actually controlled by the switch at the door. And the good thing is, if I put this somewhere near the door or on the desk, actually I'll probably just leave it on the desk. There's 2 remotes though. So I can just be sitting here, get ready to make a video, and then boop, and then all of my lights are on, ready to film with 1 button press. I am a big fan. Crap. I went outside to, well, I walked around the house doing a little bit of a quick walk around with the GoPro. Just got to get that little bit of footage, and the sky, it's looking much, much better outside. So I wanted to go ahead and do it. Well, wow, look at those clouds. That looks beautiful. I may actually have to go outside and take the Phantom 3 out to capture some of that. But anyway, as I was walking out the back door, I went to close it behind me, closed the door on my finger. Ow. It's fine, it's not damaged or anything, but ow. Well, that almost turned into a fail video. I went outside, like I said, I looked out and the clouds were just almost weird because it's post-storm, it rained all night. So the clouds this morning are just odd, I guess. So I was like, well, let me run outside very, very quickly with the Phantom 3. I want to get some of the footage of this, not thinking how windy it was out there. So it took a little bit of time for it to warm up, but then it popped up and said safe to fly. So I took off. I got it up maybe 50, maybe 75 feet in the air, 20 or 30 meters, not terribly high. It was up over the top of the trees that are out back. And I was just sort of moving back and forth. I was doing that. And so I was like, well, let me just take it up over the house so I can get some footage of the pond, the lake over there. And I had it up there. It was looking good. Spun it around to get some of the clouds and the sun and everything, because again, it's just really pretty out there right now. And all of a sudden, I was looking down at the screen. I looked up at the drone and it's just taken off. The wind was just whipping. It was going absolutely nuts out there, throwing the drone all over the place. This is another reason why these things are not for amateurs. This is not something that you start on, ever. So because I saw that happening, I very quickly throttled down just to get it to come back down some. I started moving it back in my direction. It was a battle. I was fighting against the wind and the fact that the Phantom 3 doesn't have a huge amount of pitch to it because it's not a sport flyer. I did manage to wrangle it and get it back closer to where I wanted it to be, near where I was standing, basically. And just sort of, as the wind whipped it back and forth, brought it down slowly. I didn't even hit the return to home button because I didn't want to see what it was going to do. I'll try the return to home button when it's actually not windy outside. But in this case, I got it close to the ground. I didn't even use the automatic landing feature. I just said, you know, if I do anything to it, if I let off the sticks for even a moment, it's going to take off. It's just going to go somewhere else. So I actually managed to do a manual landing with it. And it turned out, well as can be expected. It didn't fall over. It didn't crash. It didn't hit anything. Didn't even tip over when it was done. So I think that was a moderate success. I guess we'll have to see how the video footage turned out. Watching back the footage now, some of it, which you will have just seen probably, I was only in the air for a grand total of 2 minutes. And it was one of the more scary quadcopter flying experiences that I've had. The footage still looks beautiful, but I know good and well, while this was happening, while it was going up in the air like this, the drone itself was doing this, because the wind was just whipping against it. But the footage is stable. The footage is rock solid. That is beautiful. Yeah, I'm of course filming this before I do any editing. That shot is going to be in the final edit. Wow. And as I'm watching it back, I can see the drone start to move backward. And that's, I think, where I realize, oh wait, it's flying away from me and I'm not doing anything. Fix it. I'm not going to be showing any of this footage, of course, because the entire thing, you can see the bands across the screen where the sun is hitting the props and making a shadow and everything, so I'm not going to be including any of that. It's just ugly footage. That's one of the things that is kind of hard about that, but yeah, since you won't be seeing much of this footage, here's what actually happened at the end. I don't know if I'll include any of this or not, but yeah, managed to get it back, got it to the ground. It kind of thought about tipping over, but stabilized and stopped. Success. So it is that time again. I have this USB card reader. It's got my SD card, micro SD card and everything, and I keep it mounted right here, but every now and again I end up hitting it or it just comes loose, so I have to hot glue it again, which sucks. But here's kind of how the process goes in case you're curious. I take my wife's hot glue gun and I go kind of like this, and then we just squeeze out a bunch of hot glue all over it, and then we stick it up immediately and do our best to hold it there while the glue dries. Basically, if you don't stick it up there immediately, it's just going to fall right back off. And the problem is that glue does dry and it does sort of become a little bit more brittle and it does eventually break, but hopefully that's going to hold. Yeah, it's back on there. It's solid at the moment. That is a little trick I picked up from Barnacles. If you haven't seen his channel, I don't know how you've missed it if you're involved in tech in any way. He's got like 500,000 subscribers. Used to work for Microsoft, does really cool videos. Actually got me inspired to do 3D printing stuff. I see DHL outside. Ooh. And this is probably exactly what I thought it was going to be. And it's upside down. Ha-ta! There we go. This is the JXD509G. I think that's the model number. Yeah, it actually said it on the back, 509G. So I'm not sure how well this one's gonna turn out, but basically after having that in my life, most other things are gonna kind of pale in comparison, but still. Company reached out, asked if I was interested in taking a look at it, so yeah, sure, I'll take a look. I think the price range on it, it's like 100. Oh, DHL's backing out of the driveway. Now I think the price range on that's like $100, $120, something like that. Yeah, that one was sent over by newfrog.com, and it looks like it's right at $102 over there. And that's 5.8 gigahertz Wi-Fi, FPV, first person flight. So really for $100 you can get into FPV now. That's not bad at all. May have to break into that later, although it is still very decently windy out there. Look at the little bushes over there and how they're just kind of flicking back and forth. That's definitely a little bit too windy for me to be out flying anything right now. Waiting to get Duncan off the bus. It is really, really windy out here. Can you see my hair moving in the wind? Wow, this is definitely some fall wind. By the way, front-facing camera on the OnePlus X, not bad. Welcome home, turd. So I'm introducing Duncan to the remote. He now knows what it does. Whoa. That's super cool. So what do you think we ought to do with this third one? Don't know?
Yeah.
What would be super cool to control with a remote?
A tablet?
Your tablet. Your tablet isn't wired to anything. I thought maybe we'd stick it on the TV, because we always have to unplug and replug the TV. Yeah, maybe we'll do that.
It's time to look for the elf.
Where's the elf? Have you seen him?
Yeah.
You know where he is?
Yeah.
I haven't even been looking. I've been here all day, and I haven't found him yet. Where is he? Oh! He's hiding on the table. He's sitting in the dark. Not so dark now. Think he's eating salt and pepper?
No.
Is he a napkin? That's our napkin holder.
No.
I'm being attacked and I have no way to defend myself. This was Duncan's Christmas present from his little friend last night. Now it's dangerous. You attacking me, I'll attack you with a camera. Haha, I think we win. We're gonna get him now. I have an idea. My IKEA umbrella. Yours doesn't make any sounds.
Yours doesn't either.
Mine goes. Oh, yours is collapsing. What are you gonna do now? No sword for you. Careful, you don't want to break it. You're holding the lightsaber end. It will cut you. It will burn your whole hand off. Poke. Welcome home, chicken wings.
Yeah.
And you too.
I gotta bake them first. They're frozen.
So you said these were really good. You found them at Costco.
Yeah, I found these at Costco. They had them. They were doing samples, and actually it was hilarious because the lady who was doing the sample was like screaming, "Pro chicken wings!
Pro chicken wings!"
through the store. Normally they don't yell in Costco, but she was screaming, and she made me try one. She's like, "Here," and so they were good.
So apparently they are the tasted. They're really, really big chicken wings.
I
Do they get
know.
smaller? I mean, this hand, for comparison, that's almost as big as my hand. That's not a chicken wing, that's like a turkey wing. Oh, hey, look, I'm randomly in the car for some reason. As Christina was making the chicken wings, she started to pull out the bottle of ranch dressing and came to the realization that, oh wait, ranch dressing expired last month, 2 months ago, 2 months. Which goes to show we don't use a lot of ranch. Hey, that's slightly better lighting. So I am very quickly running out to the store to see if I can find some. Alrighty, light ranch dressing acquired. And actually, it was absolutely crazy in there. Just tons and tons of people in this random little grocery store. Apparently, all of the stores at this time of day go nuts. However, while I was in there, I got an email from Drobo. You guys may have seen it, may not have seen it. I made a video about the new Drobo that I bought and set up. Just sort of a quick video I threw together about it. And I tweeted about it this afternoon at Drobo. Drobo retweeted it, and I got an email from the CEO of Drobo saying thanks for the video. So that's pretty cool. That's customer service there is what I'd call that. Time to go home and eat chicken. Chicken wing time. The good stuff? Chicken wingy. And I was gone so long, he's already done. Didn't even eat any chicken wings. You want a dozen chicken wings, Duncan?
Nope.
Chicken wings.
I didn't even eat one.
Not even one. All right, chicken wing time. Oh. It's not bad. For frozen wings, it's not bad. These wings are kind of messy, you think? think I got a little sauce on my face.
Daddy?
Are we doing an advent calendar or advent book bag?
Yes.
Advent book time! Woo! All of the learning and knowledge.
Where's the belt?
Where's the what?
A fat.
What fat? I'm a fat.
Look at all of them if you want.
Yeah, pick through them. You just can't do this one on the bottom. That one's secret. It's full of dynamite.
It says
Book. Full of book.
another one of the magic tree houses.
Which one is it?
Number 4.
Or
We got 1, 2, 3,
what's it
and
called?
4.
So you want to try to read it again? He was being lazy.
Pirates Past Noon.
There you go. Have you decided something without talking to me?
Yeah.
What have you decided? Turkey?
To play Rocket League.
Play Rocket League? What if I don't know how to play Rocket League?
You do. We've been
don't.
playing it thousands of times.
I don't know about that. So he's decided this is just a thing that's happening, apparently. Just playtime. Apparently. So I actually got an email a few minutes ago from a guy who on YouTube is called Unlokia or Unlockia. We've been sort of talking back and forth in the comments about sunsets and about clouds and about all sorts of beautiful things like that and how I like to show those things. Well, he sent me a list of a couple of his Flickr albums and beautiful, beautiful stuff. Look at some of these photos like that. And just goes on and on. So many pictures of just clouds and sunsets. That's my jam right there. Look at this stuff. Very nice. This kind of stuff is what I can't wait to take the drone out for. So loads and loads of cool stuff in there. I'm not gonna post a link to it just in case he doesn't want it really shared out there, just sort of showing it at a high level. But dude, if you want to post these in the comment section, I'll definitely make sure it makes it through the spam filter and everything and gets out there.
Instead of playing Rocket League, we're going upstairs to play my Xbox 360 my dad gave to me.
My back still hurts.
You sleeping?
No, I'm just laying here. I've been looking at my phone. My back is hurting. He's kicking
We get
still.
that a lot. What are you doing in there? I'm not gonna be able to see anything on here.
Probably not.
I just very quickly went on Alt Space VR before we're heading upstairs. I've got to go on there tomorrow. I'm having a meeting with some of the people from the company, and when I got on there, one of the guys from the company, I think he's a support person, was on there helping somebody out with some sort of an issue they were having, and you know, he just looked over me and, oh, hi Jordan, and it's just very cool that you can do that kind of stuff. I am a big fan of that. He's learning about tower defense games. I think this one's called Defense Grid or Defense Grid 2. It was one of the free Xbox Live Games with Gold games a couple of months back. He's actually kind of kicking some butt here. I'm offering a little bit of direction, but he's doing most of this on his own, reading what the words are. I don't think he understands like storyline or anything, but
No.
doing a pretty good job. Wave 20 out of 50. He went straight through the tutorial into the main game and, you know, figuring out tower upgrades and placement and everything. I'm actually kind of impressed. Good job.
Yay.
Kicking butts. Alien butts. Uh-oh. This may be the end.
Yeah.
They're taking lots and lots of his cores. Although, he's got this big mess there that, you know, it's taking out a lot of stuff. No, he survived it. That's one of the things that's kind of confusing about this game. Normally, with tower defense type games, you have a bunch of enemies that are coming in to get to your main core, and if they get to it, you lose points. With this one, they have to get to your energy cores and take them back, and that's just, it's like counterproductive, because they have to go through your lines of defense, get attacked all the way in, get something here in the middle, and then go back out through your lines of defense again. So you actually get 2 sets of attacks on them, no matter what. Seems like it should be a really easy game, and he seems to be enjoying it. Is it fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a lot of guns.
Yeah. Here they come again, it's going poorly. Uh-oh, once all the cores are off the map, the defense grid shuts down. Power's running low. And see, they're trying to take all of your energy cores. Of course, there's none left to take. So now hopefully, you can actually destroy all these guys before they get all of your cores out. He's just doing a really good job. He's on wave 32 out of 50, and I'm watching Bob Ross on my phone on the OnePlus X. Got to multitask. Got the OnePlus X leaned up against his snow globe there on the table. He is still kicking some butt. Wave 34. Although it's getting really, really close. They're almost making it out. But again, because they do have to make it all the way back out, he's just tearing them up. Boy is in bed. Book has been read. We finished reading Captain Underpants.
Oh, it's done?
Yep. There were like 6 or 7 or 8, 15, I don't know, chapters left, so we read them.
Did they
I read
defeat
them.
Melvin?
Yes. We didn't talk about it on here or anything, but yeah. He defeated the big bad booger, baddie, bully, something. I don't know. Apparently he has the hiccups.
Here's one.
A little one. Another one. Sort of hard to see. It's just kind of a jump every now and again. What do you want? It's apparently playtime.
More people have been asking me what his name is.
Nope.
And I keep saying he doesn't have a name.
Yeah.
Because somebody doesn't want to talk about names. I wonder who that could be. No, it's not the dog. You need to turn that camera around. Haha. I like talking about names.
What? By the way, I've had several of you guys asking about it. Arm is almost fully healed at this point. She was just pointing it out. It's from the needle stick. I had a wellness screening last week, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. And that was the worst of it right there. That's where she had the tourniquet way too tight. He's apparently done playing at this point. Just came to me and flopped over. And demanded a belly rub. Rotten thing.
Yes, she is. Always has been.
We were in here talking a few minutes ago, and it got me interested, got me looking into it again. Somebody on Twitter and somebody on Facebook, and I think even somebody on Google Plus mentioned the drone registration program that's coming up very, very soon. It's actually going to be happening next week, as it turns out. And there's something like, if you're in the US for the first 30 days, it's entirely free. But after that, it's like $5. And I don't know if it's $5 per drone, or quadcopter, or hexacopter, or if it's $5 just to register, like $5 to get a pilot's license kind of thing for something small. Now obviously, this is gonna have to be registered. I started doing some measuring, and this one, the HMX 280, is gonna have to be registered. Obviously, this is gonna have to be registered. It's pretty big, pretty heavy. But a lot of the smaller ones I've got, like I went ahead and measured this Nihui Toys U807. It's not heavy enough. It's less than 1/4 pound, so it's perfectly fine. It's anything between 0.55 pounds, about 250 grams, up to 55 pounds, which is decently heavy. So that means I think all of those are safe, means all of these are safe. So basically just those two, and if I choose to keep flying it, the AGM that I built. So really that's not that bad, especially considering, again, that it'll be free to register for the first 30 days. So if you are a quadcopter flyer, a drone flyer, a hexacopter, if you're any sort of multi-rotor flyer, you might want to look into this. The FAA in the US is gonna start regulating it. It's probably only a matter of time before other countries start doing it as well. I think it's really, it's the massive majority of it seems to be an issue here in the US because people are just stupid with their drones. I did stupid things with it earlier, but at least I did stupid things in a way that there were not other people around. I did it while kids were in school, while people were at work. Still not a smart idea, but I also have a lot of experience that allowed me to keep from doing something horrible as opposed to just doing something kind of stupid. By that I mean when I was out flying it around earlier in the wind. And you know what, guys? I think I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping up the vlog for today, get to editing and everything. As I've said the last few days in a row, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get some of these Bluetooth headphone reviews done so I can get them uploaded. I did get a little bit of extra footage done on the GoPro Hero 4 Session earlier. I've got it on this weird little handheld mount, which has actually made it very nice for stabilization. Although unfortunately, because of the way I have to hold it, that means I've got a lot of hand and arm in the shot. Not a big deal though. So I might try to finish this video up as well. I do need to shoot a last portion of it or an outro to it, but it's pretty close, so maybe I can finish that up tomorrow. I've definitely got to get the headphone videos done though, because I've just been sitting on those for so long, and if I've got some time tomorrow's Tuesday, might have a little bit of time. I'm thinking about going out for a drive. There's several roads in the area that are just horse farms. Central Kentucky, loads and loads of horse farms. So I think if I stick this up in the car and just drive down one of those roads, 15-20 minutes one way and then back, might be able to get some really decent footage out of it. And technically, even though it is entirely too late, I probably ought to go ahead and go outside with it right now to get more footage from it. Maybe I can do that tomorrow after dinner or something, because it gets dark so quickly around here. That's what I did with the, what was it before? The Osdom 261. That's the last dash cam that I reviewed. So I'm definitely getting caught up on reviews. I'm still really, really far behind. I mean, this table over here behind me is just constantly filled with things that I have yet to review that I've been meaning to, except for the tissues. So of course there's things like the ViewMaster VR. There's also this. This is the Quantum PC stick. It's got an Intel Atom Cherry Trail or Bay Trail, I can't remember which processor in it. It's an HDMI stick. It's got Wi-Fi built into it, Bluetooth, and it's a Windows PC. This is, I think, Windows 8.1, upgradable to Windows 10, and I've never even plugged it in. I unboxed it. I've got the video unboxing it. Really solid, really hefty little product, and I have not even plugged it in yet. No good reasoning there, especially now that there's a monitor right there, and I've got Bluetooth keyboards and mice I could easily use with this. So that one kind of needs to be moved up pretty high on my agenda. I've also got a 3D scanner attachment for an iPad that, again, I've made about half the video for and just never bothered to finish up. I got into this weird funk a couple of months ago where I just stopped all the videos I was working on and kind of started over, and now it's time to play catch up on all of those. And unfortunately, time is running short. I've only got a few weeks left, and then the baby will be here, and then time will be none. But today was just an absolutely awesome day. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Honestly, getting an email from the CEO of Drobo, just that made my, I don't even know how much that I would want to say that made for me. That made my day, that made my week, possibly even made my month. I'm not going to say that. The day when my son is born in a few weeks, that's going to make my month for me. And the guys from the foot hammock saw my video about the foot hammock and they tweeted about it. So it was just all around, it was an awesome day. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for spending the day with me. Hopefully you'll come back tomorrow and I'll see you then. Bye guys.